March 2026, the internet held its breath. A rumor started circulating that the Reaper finally caught up with the legend. But let's be real, death didn't visit Chuck Norris. Death had a near Chuck Norris experience, and it's still in therapy. Welcome to the definitive, unauthorized, and slightly exaggerated biography of the only man who can slam a revolving door. You know the memes, you've seen the beard, but do you know the kid who was too scared to fight? The man who actually lost to Bruce Lee? And the actor who became a digital god? Buckle up, because we're diving into the life of Carlos Ray Norris. And if this video ends abruptly, it's probably because he didn't like my tone. Before he was the Walker, he was just Carlos. Born in 1940 in Ryan, Oklahoma. And here's the first shocker for your infographic. Chuck Norris was a shy, non-athletic, and mediocre student. Imagine a young Carlos hiding behind his desk, avoiding eye contact. His father was an alcoholic who drifted in and out of his life. Carlos wasn't a superhero. He was a kid burdened by poverty and a massive lack of self-confidence. In high school, he wasn't the captain of the football team. He wasn't the prom king. He was the kid who dreamed of being normal, but fate had a different plan. A plan that involved a uniform and a trip across the Pacific. In 1958, Carlos joined the U.S. Air Force as an air policeman. They sent him to Osan Air Base in South Korea. It was there, amidst the cold winds of the peninsula, that he saw it, Tang Soo-do, for the first time. The boy who was afraid of his own shadow found a weapon. He didn't just learn martial arts. He consumed them. By the time he headed back to the States, Carlos was gone. Chuck had arrived. Back in America, Chuck started opening karate schools, but teaching wasn't enough. He needed to prove he was the best. Between 1964 and 1968, Chuck Norris was a professional fighting machine. But here's a fact your history books might skip. He didn't start as an undefeated champion. He actually lost his first few tournaments. Gasps in martial arts. But Chuck did what Chuck does. He adapted. He trained harder. By 1968, he won the Professional Middleweight Karate Championship. And then, he just didn't stop winning. For 7 straight years, he held that title. He retired in 1974 with a record that would make a Spartan blush. It was during this era that he met a young, charismatic guy at a tournament in Long Beach. A guy named Bruce Lee. They became training partners, exchanging secrets of the fist in backyards and gyms. It was a bromance written in sweat and broken boards. If you're a fan of cinema, you know the scene. Rome, the Coliseum, 2 titans facing off. In 1972, Bruce Lee invited Chuck to play the villain in Way of the Dragon. Chuck was hesitant. He was a champion, not an actor. Bruce told him, "I want to kill the champion on screen." Chuck agreed, but on one condition. It had to be a fight people would talk about forever. And boy, did they. It's widely considered the greatest martial arts fight in history. And yes, for the sake of the plot, Chuck died. Bruce even ripped a handful of hair off Chuck's chest, a move that would probably be considered a war crime today. This was the spark. Chuck realized that the screen was just another arena to conquer. He started taking acting classes, which according to his critics, were the only fights he ever struggled with. The 80s, the era of big hair, neon lights, and even bigger explosions. While Stallone was drawing first blood, and Schwarzenegger was promising to be back, Chuck Norris was carving out his own niche. The silent, bearded protector, force of one, the Octagon, Lone Wolf McQuade, Delta Force. He became the face of canon films. He wasn't playing characters. He was playing a force of nature. If there was a kidnap squad, Chuck was the extraction. Then came 1993, Walker, Texas Ranger. For 8 seasons and over 200 episodes, Cordell Walker delivered roundhouse kicks to the face of primetime television. He became a household name. He wasn't just an actor anymore. He was a moral compass with a registered foot. But then something weird happened. The year was 2005. A website appeared, Chuck Norris Facts. Suddenly, the world wasn't just talking about his movies. They were talking about how he can count to infinity, twice, how he doesn't use a stove. He just glows with rage until the food is cooked. At first, Chuck was confused. Was the internet making fun of him? But he soon realized it was a tribute. He embraced it. He appeared on talk shows reading his own facts. He became the first man to be mimified into immortality. This is the secret of Chuck's longevity. Survived the transition from the silent screen to the screaming internet. He became a symbol of invincibility in a world that feels increasingly fragile. So who is Chuck Norris? A timid kid from Oklahoma? World karate champion? A movie star? Or a digital deity? The answer is all of the above. He's the man who proved that you can start with nothing. No confidence, no money, no special talent. Through sheer discipline, turn yourself into a legend. Chuck Norris is 86 years old in 2026, or as he likes to call it, level 86 of life. And he's still winning. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button. If you didn't, just remember, Chuck Norris knows where you live, and he can delete your search history just by staring at your router. Stay legendary.